What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the top 5 decks from Celestial Guardians in Pokemon TCG Pocket. This new set has really shaken up the meta a little bit. Not a ton. Some of the best decks from the previous format are still the best decks, but some of the cards in the set have really shaken things up, specifically that rare candy card and that Lily supporter card. And I think this set is just truly making the game a whole lot better, and I'm just been very excited with every new set release in Pokemon TCG Pocket, just making the game better. So we're going to jump into the top 5 decks from Celestial Guardians for the competitive TCG Pocket scene, and we're going to start out here with number 5. That is Meowscarada. This Meowscarada came out in the previous set, has the Fighting Claws attack for 2 grass energy, does 60 damage plus 70 more damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX. But now, because we have that rare candy item card that lets us skip the stage 1 evolution, we're just playing 1 Florigato, and then we actually have a 1/1 Decidueye EX line in this deck as well. We also have the new Leaf Cape item card or tool card from Celestial Gardens, which has just been a great boon to these grass-type decks. So we're playing a 2/1/2 Meowscarada line in here, a 1/1 Decidueye EX line in here, then 2 Professor's Research, 2 Ericas, 1 Ionos, 1 Lily, 2 of those rare candies, 1 Pokeball, 1 Pokemon Communication, 2 Leaf Capes, and then 1 Giant Cape. I think this deck is really good. And I think it's one of the first decks that a lot of people will be able to build out of the Celestial Guardians booster packs, depending on if you're free to play or not. If you're free to play and you got the Meowscaradas and stuff from the previous set, the rest of these cards probably aren't going to be too difficult overall to get from the Celestial Guardians packs. The Leaf Capes, the Rare Candies, the Lilies. The hardest one will be the Decidueye EX, but hopefully you can Wonder Pick that or just chase it down with those pack hourglasses. I think this deck is quite good. It doesn't quite stand up in terms of like being the S tier deck of the format, but I do think that this has some very good matchups overall. And yeah, I think the inclusion of the new Decidueye EX, the Rare Candies, and the Leaf Capes has made Meowscarada a lot better. Going to number 4, we have Garchomp EX with Rampardos. The Rampardos obviously has that Head Smash attack for 1 fighting energy, does 130 damage. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. Obviously, Rampardos having 150 HP is very strong on its own. It is a stage 2, but again, we have these rare candies to skip right from that Skull Fossil to the Rampardos. They've got our Garchomp EX lines in here as well. The Lilies to help heal some damage off of our stage 2s. Researches, Iono, 2 candies, 1 Pokeball, and then a Giant Cape. I think this deck is very strong. The Rampardos is an amazing attacker, and being able to skip that evolution of the Cranidos, go right into it with the rare candy, a 1 energy attack doing 130 damage is just really crazy. So I think this card is very strong. We have the Lilies to help heal up some of our stage 2s as well, coming out of the Celestial Guardian set. And I think there's nothing scarier than a Rampardos facing you down when you haven't quite gotten set up yet. They're doing 130 damage for just 1 energy. They've got 150 HP as well. On a non-EX Pokemon. So very strong card, very strong deck, and has become even better in the Celestial Guardians format. Into number 3 here, we have Greninja Oricorio. Oricorio is one of the craziest cards coming out of Celestial Guardians. It's got the Safeguard ability that says it prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX. So we can kind of build up our board state behind an Oricorio against those EX heavy decks who can't attack into the Oricorio. We can build up our board state behind that Oricorio using the Broken Space Bellow ability on our Giratina EX to power it up. Then finding all the cards we need to get into our Greninja, start using that Water Shuriken, start spreading damage across our opponent's board. And then Irides in here, obviously, to help heal off some damage. The new Guzma supporter card. And then the rare candies, obviously, helping us get into the Greninja. So this is a very strong deck. Been doing very well in online tournaments, and definitely one that you should be on the lookout for if not playing yourself. The Oricorio certainly has been a great boon, I think, to the TCG Pocket space. Obviously, those just like basic EX decks have a tough time into it. Obviously, Darkrai can still knock it out with their ability, but they can't attack into it, so that saves you some time to be able to have some strategies into those basic EX decks. Moving on to number 2, we have Arceus Crobat. I remember when Arceus EX came out alongside this Crobat with the Cunning Link ability. I thought this was going to be an insane deck. It turned out not to be that great, but now that we have Rare Candy, it is becoming a lot better. The Cunning Link ability that says once during your turn, if you have Arceus or Arceus EX in play, you may do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That additional damage is insane. When we combine it with the Carnivine as well, that does 50 damage for 1 grass energy if we have an Arceus in play. That combined with a couple Cunning Links is going to be doing massive amounts of damage. And we already have the Arceus EX as well in here. That's going to be doing a lot of damage as well. The Rare Candy to be able to skip over that Golbat, go right into the Crobat, is really, really impactful for this type of deck. They're playing the Mars in here. I think there is a lot of decks that have started to play like Mars and red cards as well. I think those are becoming really impactful in the format because of the Rare Candy combos that people can do if you let them build a large hand. So hand disruption is becoming really, really important, I think, in TCG Pocket. So playing 1 Mars in this deck, but the combination of the Cunning Link with Arceus EX's attack and Carnivine's attack, I think makes this deck super, super strong, and I'm not surprised to see it coming in here at number 2. It's been doing really well in online tournaments, but I think we all know what the number 1 deck is, and the number 1 deck is still Giratina Darkrai. This deck is still dominating online tournaments for in TCG Pocket. I think the other decks that we've talked about in this video have a lot of merit to them as well. I think we're not in a situation anymore where it's just not worth playing anything other than Giratina Darkrai. I think in the previous format, it really wasn't worth playing anything other than the Giratina Darkrai deck. But I do think now with Rare Candies and those sorts of things that have come out in Celestial Guardians, I think there are other decks worth playing, but I do still think along with that Giratina Darkrai is still the number 1 deck. It's changed up a little bit since the past format. I think we have a 2/2 Darkrai in here still. That's normal. But we are playing, and I talked about this a little bit on the previous deck, we are playing 1 Mars and 1 red card in here. So the full deck list is the 2/2 Giratina Darkrai EX, 2 Research, 1 Cyrus, 1 Mars, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 Red, 1 Sabrina, 1 Leaf, 2 Potions, 2 Pokeballs, 1 red card, 2 Rocky Helmets, and a Giant Cape. But the Mars and the red card doing hand disruption to our opponents is really important in this format right now because of those Rare Candies. I think just letting your opponent build up a large hand size by playing multiple Research, and then just having those combinations with the Rare Candies to get into their stage 2s, you really need to try to avoid letting them do that with this Giratina Darkrai deck, and having that hand disruption in the Mars in the red card is really important. Those are the top 5 decks right now in TCG Pocket in the competitive scene, according to me. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this list. If there are any decks that you would have included in the top 5 that I didn't include, any in the top 5 that I did include that you think stink and shouldn't be included in there, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video as well, and we'll see you guys in the next video.